Devils and Sabres. This Friday, October 4th, the NHL is officially back, and we're doing the Global Series. In Prague, Czech Republic to kick the season off, I've got my 4 best bets for you. Before we get into the bets for this Friday, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. We really do appreciate your support in the Just a Bet Outside community. This is my first time doing videos like this, and I did see a lot of the positive comments from you guys in the community there. So once again, just wanted to say thank you, and really looking forward to sharing the bets and hopefully beating up the books for 82 games and more this season. So let's get right into it. The Sabres and the Devils met 3 times in the regular season last year. New Jersey did take 2 out of 3. So they won 5-4 and 7-2, both of those games at home in New Jersey. The Sabres took 1 out of 3, where they also won 5-2 at home. This is at home in Buffalo. So last year, the NHL also had 4 games in Sweden as part of the Global Series. Just doing a little bit of a background information here to see, how did the teams match up last year? What went on in the Global Series? What kind of trends can we maybe expect this year? So last year in the Global Series, they had Detroit, Ottawa, Minnesota, and Toronto participating, where the Wings beat the Senators 5-4, the Leafs beat the Wings 3-2, the Sens beat the Wild 2-1, and the Leafs beat the Wild 4-3. So right away, guys, in the 3 head-to-head matchups, the score totals were 5-4, 7-2, and 5-2. Those are high-scoring games. And then in the Global Series last year, the totals were 5-4, 3-2, 2-1, and 4-3. So in everything, we're seeing at least 5 goals, except that Sens and Wild game where it ended 2-1. Just something to note, and this will come into play in one of the later plays in the video here. In terms of the injury report, the big one is Brett Pesce. He's out for the Devils. Apart from that, there are a couple of minor ones, like Luke Hughes is out for Jersey and Ryan Johnson is out for Buffalo, but nothing too crazy that would impact the betting landscape outside of the Pesce injury. Off-season, we did cover it a little bit in terms of the Devils in the futures video, but once again, the Devils did have a big off-season this year. They brought in Sheldon Keefe as their new head coach. Jacob Markstrom is now anchoring the goal for New Jersey, which is a huge get for them. Sometimes goaltending can be weird, where it is one of those positions where a change of scenery can either go really well, but sometimes it doesn't go the best. So for that reason, it's always good to kind of be a little bit conservative early on in the season with the bets. Probably what you'll see is a lot of half unit plays. Because we've seen it a million times before where a goaltender looks really good on one team in one structure, and then they go elsewhere, whether it might be in free agency or a trade, whatever it may be, and they just look like a completely different person. So Markstrom, Keefe, and then the Devils also brought in Brett Pesce. So a couple of big moves in different areas of the team, coaching, goaltending, and defense. Should help out the Devils quite a bit because their underlying numbers were pretty good last year. Excellent face-off team. But one area they did struggle in is giving up high danger goal scoring opportunities. So we may see Jacob Markstrom make an impact there and Brett Pesce as well. On the Sabres side, they have brought back a pretty similar team to last year, but you can tell that what Buffalo really wanted to do is really shore up that bottom 6. It looks like they wanted to bring in some speed, some forecheck, and what they tried to do is eliminate some of the players that they may perceive as below replacement, negative value players, with players that are at least replacement level. And from all the reports that I've seen and all the the studies and analysis that I've seen, it looks like the Sabres will improve this season by maybe not a drastic amount, but you can expect at least a 4 or 5 point improvement for Buffalo this year, just based on filling those holes. So they brought in Ryan McLeod from Edmonton. A lot of people did criticize that trade value-wise, but for now, he will make a positive impact in that bottom 6. They brought in Sam Lafferty, who's always bringing that speed and bringing a bit of forecheck in that bottom six. And they brought in Ab Kubel from Washington as well. I think Washington last year had one of the strongest bottom sixes in the NHL. So anytime you're plucking two of the three guys there from Washington and bringing them over to Buffalo, it is a recipe for success. So how many wins will that translate into? How many more points will that really result in? We'll see about that because we are really just talking about bottom six players here, but positive moves nonetheless. They also made Rasmus Dahlin their captain this offseason, so it looks like Buffalo is trending in the right direction, and we'll see how good they are this year. So for this game, I've got 4 best bets for you, starting with bets number 1 and 2, which are pretty similar. I am going with a quarter unit on the New Jersey Devils to win the first period at plus 150 on FanDuel. So this would be the first period puck line minus 0.5 for New Jersey. Last season, they played 3 games against each other, and New Jersey won the first period 2-0, 4-0, and then they tied 2-2. So I'm going with a quarter unit on that plus 150 line, and I'm also sprinkling a quarter unit on the Devils' first period money line at minus 148 on FanDuel. So combined, this is a half unit play. The difference being that if, for whatever reason, the first period does end up as a tie, we get our quarter unit back on the money line, but then we're also leaving that door open to hit a pretty nice plus money spot to kick the season off. If the Devils win the first period, both of those plays hit. So I really like that to start off. The Devils did score twice in all 3 of their head-to-head matchups against Buffalo last year. And now we have Jacob Markstrom in goal, so I'll take my chances on that half-unit play combined. The Devils were also the 5th best playoff team last year in the NHL, and the Sabres were last, so I expect them to really control the game from the beginning. Just dominate throughout that first period. So once again, a quarter unit on the New Jersey Devils plus 150, puck line minus 0.5, and then also a quarter unit on the New Jersey Devils money line first period at minus 148. For bet number 3, we're taking a same game parlay. So we're taking Jack Hughes 3 shots on goal and Tage Thompson also to record 3 shots on goal for half a unit at minus 110 on Bet365. Last year in the head-to-head matchups, Jack Hughes had 5 shots, and 2 shots in this matchup. And then Tage Thompson had 5 shots and 2 shots. He did not play the third game. So they both missed the mark once by 1 shot each. But the reason why I like this play is because we've got 2 new head coaches in Lindy Ruff and Sheldon Keefe who have different systems ready for their guys. And I do believe that right away, early on in the season, they'll want to establish their best players. Lindy has already started talking about moving Tage Thompson around, so teams can't really game plan for him sitting in that sniper spot on the power play. So I think we're going to see a lot of Buffalo trying to score playoff type goals in the regular season. And with that, I think we'll see Lindy Ruff and the Sabres get creative to get one of their best players and Tage Thompson involved. On the Jack Hughes side, he had 3 shots on goal in 10 out of his first 11 games to start the season last year. So I really do see the Jack Hughes portion of this parlay as nothing is really a lock in the sports betting landscape, but that's as close as I can really get. And then for the second leg, because we have that, game script, hopefully also in the Buffalo Sabres side where the Devils take that early lead, the Sabres might have to keep pouring it on to play comeback and play catch up. I can easily see Jack Hughes getting his 3 shots as the Devils are building that lead, and then Tage Thompson getting his 3 shots as the Sabres continue to play from behind. So a half unit play for this same game parlay, Jack Hughes and Tage Thompson to each record 3 shots on goal, minus 110 on Bet365. Last bet, you don't have to take this if you don't want to because it's quite similar to bet number 3, but it is another 4-leg parlay on FanDuel, which comes out to minus 127 for half a unit. Last year in the 3 games between Buffalo and New Jersey, this parlay had a 100% success rate. So I'll call it a safety net in case the other bets don't come through. So this parlay is Jack Hughes to record 2 shots on goal, Tage Thompson to record 2 shots on goal, Jesper Bratt to record 2 shots on goal, and then an alternate game total of over 4.5 goals. Again, 100% hit rate last year. For me, this is one of those where whether it hits or it doesn't, nothing really stands out that tells me that the data won't prove itself correct. So it's purely a data-driven play to hopefully recoup back 3/4 of a unit. And then if the others hit, we're looking at a pretty big night. So there you have it, guys. 4 best bets for the NHL regular season opener in the Czech Republic. Let me know if you guys are tailing, fading, and if you like these plays. We'll try to, do different types of plays in the future, like puck lines, money lines, parlays, shots on goal totals. But for now, we don't really have too many games on the schedule. So we'll keep it creative in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. I do appreciate all your support for the future bets video, and I cannot wait for this season to really kick into gear.